Hey. Excuse me. This is Answer Easy. Hafez. Active dominant and just Sir Easy. Let's just work with that. What I'd like to do here is yet another one of those replies back to something that I found, in my past that actually really hits home right now. So here I am watching this little thing from Tavis Smiley's little State of the Black Union. And, one of the little clips with one of the little people were like, okay, so where are we at and what are we going to do now? And the reason why I'm bringing this up right now, and I'm even probably going to reply or make this a reply back to that particular thing, is that right now in 2010, a lot of those what-ifs, a lot of those questions, a lot of those issues as to how it pertained to a whole culture of people that at that particular point still felt the need to actually really commune into something as grand as this event that Tavis Smiley used to have called the State of the Black Union. And yet and still here I am at 2010 actually making a reply for the first time, and please humble me and at least go on with me where I'm at with this. I find myself being more so of the image of something that has evolved in myself, in my life, as a whole lot of other things, and a black person, as something probably to, be proud of. I mean, I haven't embarrassed my parents. I've actually excelled in a lot of different ways without selling out, per se. And I know that seems kind of hard, but as a grandfather now, I really honestly feel a lot more at peace about how I struggle through my life. Only for us to all end up here 2012, and 2010. And this is something really different because this is the first time that really honestly we can't actually, disprove the inability for us to actually become at least president and it not cause the world to implode. This is now a year and some change, almost going into the second year of its whole term, and everybody's just fine, and the only people that are really having a difficult time right now are people of color like myself. And there's where I like to, go with this whole thing. I'm a overly educated person that am now finding the need to actually say, I think a lot of the people of color in this country called America have their first difficult task ahead of them of actually being able to stand up and admit that they are, in some cases, some form of the miseducated, that now at this point in time have to be more liberated in order for us to all actually become more unified in this form of what we're supposed to be as a nation, as a country. And I think that that's something that's really kind of, while I would like to say it's a personal thing or it's a black thing and, we're just going to have to stick this out ourselves, that's not quite correct, because we're all now in this state of 32-strand DNA, which means that there's so many more of us that are related, that everyone has the ability to actually apply some kind of ability to allow a lot of these people of color, including myself, to actually be able to blend in more and become more of a bona fide American, and nothing less and nothing more than a lot of other people who feel, well, hell, man, that's a no-brainer. Well, work with me on this one, because it's not about you, but I need for you to find a way of hearing my story or feeling my pain, and you can apply it in your own temperature later, but wrote a little song about it. Here it goes. The hardest thing has been realizing that this country is now all of a sudden evolving into a free state for everyone, and basically right now this is about the best and the worst times for everyone entirely as a whole, complete group of people that we call Americans, because we've been so used to bitching and moaning and everything else in separate little smaller groups outside of the public eye for so long that now we have to let all that go. That means there's no more black, there's no more white, there's no more wrong, there's no more right. We're all Americans, and basically speaking on a democratic kind of rule, we're actually just going to do the best we can here, or we can go to anywhere else we want to and hang out with them. It's just that simple. But for a lot of people, from my viewpoint, I'm speaking now from the Afrocentric, African-centric, the Negro-centric, the colored-centric, the esocentrical mindset of all those of color who have found themselves now struggling with who they want to actually come with them to the promised land and who they don't think, should be allowed as well. Richard Pryor used to say, man, I love black people. I can't stand niggas. Well, unfortunately now, that word from Egyptian standpoint only means NGR, which means God, only because they didn't do vowels, but we're too simple as Americans to actually be able to at least allow that to slide. If all of a sudden, one of these urban little light Negro childs wants to proclaim and not hide, hey, man, I'm one of y'all too. And you're going, well, man, I'm sorry, man. Well, this is deeper than that because I'm just about as black, if not more black, than the average black person. And the biggest problem that I've been having as of late is really feeling that the fate of so many mass general black types are really not quite ready for where you're at right now, where we're at right now. And I can't really honestly say anything to you without you feeling that I'm jeopardizing your religion or your life or your spirituality, when in all cases, all of those things are a no-go too. Freedom comes with its cost. And right now, the cost that I'm paying is the pain of seeing so many people of color not quite be able to unify as we used to do when we were black and proud, at least enough to be able to get up off your ass and quit actually complaining and thinking that there's something that's keeping you from doing everything and anything you could do right now. And this country needs you more than you need it. And that's where I fit into this whole thing too, because see, my whole image, as you can see, is more of a pimpish kind of nature. As you can actually tell, I'm even Alpha Master Pimp Sir Easy, even though that's not my birth name. But I'm not some kid or some idiot right now that's actually just sitting down there outing myself and my stupidity. I'm actually trying to actually put some things out here that I'm hoping that a few more people past whoever right now is not getting what I'm saying can get. And that's the mere fact that right now we're having a real hard time trying to fitting around each other, when in a lot of cases black folks have actually suffered more from signifying or positioning or classifying where we actually are, so that we didn't have to actually feel like we were all niggas. And all bets are off now. And so while a lot of you guys feel like you're on the outside looking in, then maybe if you find a friend in someone of color, then maybe you might want to understand when they sit back and they say, everyone my color is not my brother or my sister. Not because they're not by respect, but because those people, don't have the ability to keep their intelligence in check when, you have to actually deal with their ignorance. We're still changing. And for most of us, it's probably going to be harder for you to actually live the last of your years more than it is for these kids behind you to honestly find more of a comfort in being able to do all the things that we haven't been allowed to do for the last 26,000 years. So welcome to the New World Order. unfortunately, it also includes that last little indigenous order, and that's people of color. But now that all bets are off, it's harder for us to actually try to understand how it feels from that darker shade than for people who actually just want to act like that they can just fade in to black with everyone else. Mama ain't never made no junk. But if I got to prove who the hell I am to you, I don't need you. I'm Alpha Master Pimp Sir Easy, and you're not.